There's serious harassment in the camp. Women are raped on a daily basis. Men are beaten, a hell of beating. Apart from beating, we were tied like cows. And I also overheard them. They said they bring weapons with them in a helicopter. And there was this particular day that they also shot a man who brought ransom for 2 of his kids that were kidnapped. After killing the man, one of them said that he was interested in the man's eyes, that he had a deal that he was going to sell the eyes for 1 million. So they are not just into kidnapping, they are into rituals too. They supply ritualists with human parts. I was kidnapped in Kaduna State. The particular spot is called Kafari, very close to a filling station known as Nok Filling Station. All of them were Fulanis. I'm from Jos North Local Government. My family lives in Jos, while I work in Kaduna as a lecturer with National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism. I'm happily married with 5 children, 2 girls, 3 boys. I was kidnapped on the 9th of November 2021 in Kaduna State, around Kujama. The particular spot is called Kafari, very close to a filling station known as Nok Filling Station. Just some 15 minutes drive to Kaduna Metropolis. Yes, those who kidnapped me, all of them were Fulanis. And the Oga of the kidnappers is a Fulani man from Cameroon. And other members of the gang are also Fulanis from neighboring countries like Chad, Niger. We also have local Fulanis among them. They are the foot soldiers, but the generals in the bush or the generals behind the scene are those foreign Fulanis. We were kept in different camps. In fact, there are some of the camps very, very close to the road. The first camp where we were taken to is not too far away from the road. I cannot estimate the kilometers, but it's not too far away from the road. In fact, one of the camps where I was taken to, a Fulani man who was kidnapped alongside with us told me that we have the opportunity of escaping. That light I'm seeing ahead is refinery. So the camp was just very close to the refinery. All they told me was that Fulani man told me that there's just a river that separates the camp from the refinery. It's just a stone's throw, according to him. Some were killed. In fact, at the spot where I was picked, the victim, the car that was stopped before me, the driver was shot. One Usman, he left NTA Park that day. He was having 2 passengers in his car, a student from UJ and another student from NDA. He died there. He was shot to death. Along the line, there was this day that they killed about 9 people, 8 women and 1 young man. The young boy was less than about 15, 16 years of age. And there was this particular day that they also shot a man who brought ransom for 2 of his kids that were kidnapped. And that particular day, after killing the man, one of them said that he was interested in the man's eyes, that he had a deal that he was going to sell the eyes for 1 million. So they are not just into kidnapping, they are into rituals too. They supply ritualists with human parts. It's quite unfortunate. There's serious harassment in the camp. Women are raped on a daily basis. Men are beaten, a hell of beating. Apart from beating, we were tied like cows. My hand was partially paralyzed as a result of the way I was tied. In fact, blood was not flowing through my right hand because the tie was so firm to the extent that it's just partial flow of blood. So the harassment is unimaginable. It's not something I can describe. They were not on marks. In fact, this kidnappers operate as free as oxygen. They are not afraid of anybody or anything. In fact, they had the guts to operate at their will as long as they wanted. And they were in their numbers. And they are not afraid of the security men either. I stayed in the camp for 17 days. And we were fed at times once, sometimes twice, with rice and beans, partially cooked without ingredients. And what they do is they will bring a bako back, put it on the ground, and give you some little quantity of the rice and beans. But while you trek, or anytime they change your camp, they will starve you people. They will neither give you food nor water until you get to the next camp. When I was kidnapped, I was kept in the camp for 2 weeks without any communication to my family. But I was asked to give a number of who I think they can contact, and I gave them my wife's number because I had her number off it. And they called her and told her that I had been kidnapped and they needed ransom. What baffles me with these people is the way they call million like rainwater. They call money as if they have seen you kept money somewhere that you just go and fetch the money and give them. They started with 20 million. But eventually they settled for 2 million with a bike. My senior brother and my younger brother with my cousin, 3 of them, took the cash with the bike to their camp.
So did they form with any text messages?
No, not at all. They were warned that they can only carry a law enforcement agent to escort them, and that there's a zone, a no-go area, that the law enforcement agent can not pass. So they didn't go with any law enforcement area. It was so terrible. In fact, right now, as I'm talking to you, I've not recovered from that. We borrowed money. Relations and well-wishers and colleagues and friends also contributed to support the family. That was how the money was raised. Mentally, physically, I was down. I sustained serious injuries in the camp because we were beaten like animals. I left the camp with an injury in my ankle, and my right hand was partially paralyzed. My BP became so low, so I wasn't myself when I left the camp. Right now, as I talk to you, I don't want to remember all those things that happened because the memories are not pleasant at all. In fact, if you meet them in the street, if they tell you that these people are kidnappers, you won't believe it. The normal Fulani you see, that's how they look like. They look normal. What they do is, every day they leave the camps and go to nearby villages. The market, they will dress in their jeans, their t-shirt and caps and use bike. You see like 3 of them on a bike, and like 30 of them will go to like 3 on a bike. 3 times 10. If they use 10 bikes, that's about 30 of them. So they move, and once they are close to the market or where people are, they will hide their weapons in the bush. Like they will ask a few of them to guide their weapons while the others will enter the market on their bikes like normal people. They drink, they smoke, they have girlfriends. Even while I was in the camp, I was hearing their conversation. They were calling their girlfriends, telling them that they are coming, they should keep chicken meat, they should keep beer. They spend money, they go out and mingle with the people. For the first time in my life, I've never known that there's a weapon called AK-103. I saw them with a gun, which is higher than the one that the military are using. Most of the times when you see police and military in the street, you see them with AK-47, sorry. Everybody is familiar with AK-47 because that's what most of our security men use. But there they have AK-103. Can you compare 47 with 103? 103 is higher. They also have a gun they call Russia there. And what I learned is that Russia is so sophisticated. It's superior to AK-47. So the military or the police cannot match them with AK-47. What I noticed that baffles me was that their Ogai is a Fulani man from Cameroon. He had over 300 guns in the bush. Assorted guns, different kinds, are in his possession. And he has over 200 boys. So which means he can recruit additional 100 since he have extra weapons with him. And from the story I had, they discuss. One of the ways in which they get their weapons is through the bush. They use animals, donkeys with their cows as they are moving, like see them like normal people rearing. But they have donkeys that carry heavy weapons for them. However, I heard the Oga was saying some of the heavy weapons, they cannot hang it on a cow. It's a donkey that can carry it. And I also overheard them, they said they bring weapons with them in a helicopter. The boss said that while we were in the camp. Though I didn't see anyone in my own camp, but he told us that they bring weapons for them through an helicopter. If you see these bandits in the camp, you think they are doing they are like it's a feast that is going on there. When they go to the nearby market, they buy drinks, alcohol, soft drinks, Indian hemp, cocaine, tramadol, all sorts of drugs. They have radios, they have phones, sophisticated phones. So in the bush, they play music, they dance, and they marry. They smoke. You see them living free life, enjoying themselves in the camp, drinking and smoking. For me, the first 2 weeks was just in the open bush. No shelter, nothing. Come rain, come sunshine on us. After my family had paid the ransom, I was moved to a VIP camp. That one there was shade there. They used trees and a log of wood to provide a temporal shade. So it wasn't really a house as such, but shade was provided for us. This small, it looks like a tent. They make tents. So that place is like more of a VIP. Those of us that their families have paid ransom and they were waiting for additional money or bike or other things are kept there. And in the VIP camps, no harassment. In fact, it was there that I ate rice with palm oil. Yes. In fact, it was there that I ate rice in a plate for the first time in the camp. I think for the rest of my life, it's not something that can be wiped off from my memory because they have left an indelible mark in my memory. Sometimes as I drive through, I'm always through that Kaduna road. I'm still walking and I still pass through that road. I'm frightened sometimes. Sometimes when I sleep, the imagination of the past recurs in my mind, and sometimes I wake up, sometimes I'm frightened. And apart from that, the physical injuries are still there. I'm still feeling the pains of my hand that was tied and my ankle that was broken have not healed completely. I still feel the pains up till now because it was a fracture, and at my age, for a bone to heal, it would take time. So it's traumatizing. I think the government have not done enough, in my own opinion. Take a look of a country like Pakistan. There are no ISIS in Pakistan. I don't know whether you people are aware. In Pakistan, they have one of the best military intelligence. In fact, sometimes they send our soldiers to go for training in Pakistan. They have special squads that handle things like this. But here, as I'm talking to you, when I was kidnapped, the police were informed. They knew about it. But when I left the camp, no, there was no questioning. No policeman came to ask me what happened. No soldier came to ask me what happened. So I think the government are not doing enough. And from my experience in the camp, if the government have the willpower to do away with this thing, they will be able to do it. We have aircraft. We have drones. We can station them. These bandits move in their 100 that they can be ambushed by security people. If they use their intelligence, they can get them. Just like I told you, people, they go to the market, nearby market, they go to buy. They make calls with people, they can be tracked. In fact, in the market, you can see like 30 or 40 of them can go to a village market to buy and sell. And they communicate. So the government, if they want to get them, they can get them. The government are reluctant. They have not done enough. And one thing that baffles me with the securities, they don't know. Maybe I will say that this so that the securities should also know. They are not free from these things. In the camp, once you are caught, the first thing the bandits try to do is they ask us whether we are Muslims or Christians. So they separated us. They said Muslims this side, Christians this side. That was number one thing they did. The second thing they did was all the men, they removed their clothes and begin to inspect their shoulders. You know, the security men who hang gun, there's always a mark on their shoulders. I've never thought of that. It was in the camp when I was kidnapped that I saw the bandits doing that. So once you are identified as a security person, whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, your own is finished. They'll collect money from your family and still kill you. So why can't they be proactive? Why can't they be proactive? I feel they are playing along the gallery. They have not done enough. They are trying, but not good enough. More effort can be put. And the whole thing can be arrested if the government mean it. And they pick a pregnant woman and she delivered in the camp, in the bush. And they threatened the husband to bring money or else the children will be killed. They snapped the pictures, sent it to the husband. He was asked to bring 15 million and he paid the money. After a while, they said they demanded for additional 9 million. And they threatened that if the money is not brought, they will kill the children, they will give the children to the dogs. So there is all sort of harassment. A man brought ransom. That one was before my eyes. They collected the money and killed the man. And one of them said, they should keep the man's eyes. The man was butchered like an animal. And they said, one of them said he have a deal that he's going to sell the eyes of the man for 1 million. So they are not just into kidnapping people and getting ransom. They are into supplying ritualists with human parts for rituals as well. I won't say I've recovered fully. I'm sure it's going to take a while. It's just that I'm trying to let go, to forget about it. But sometimes the memories still come on their own. To be candid with you, those people who picked me were all Fulanis. They were all Fulanis. The Oga of the camp where I was kept is a Fulani man from Cameroon. And there are some of the Fulanis there. They are from neighboring countries, Chad and Niger. That is what we were told. Even in the course of negotiation with my family, they told my family categorically clear, the boss, they said their boss is from Cameroon. My children even recorded that. I don't know whether those things are still in their phones. Or I've played their conversation You hear their conversation. You hear their tonations. They are Fulanis. I didn't see any other person other than a Fulani in the camp. All of them were Fulanis. In fact, number one, this issue that they have been talking about, state police, is a very, very important issue. If the government are sincere and they really want to cop up insurgency, they should allow state police. That's number one thing. If the locals will be able to defend themselves, it will reduce this issue because they know their environment better. Allow the state policing. If the government said they are afraid that the state governors would use, it means they are not sincere. It means also that they are using the federal police selfishly. If not, why should they think that the governors will not use it effectively? There should be state police. Secondly, all citizens of Nigerians should wake up to this monster, because I saw Muslims being harassed. I also saw Christians. Even though they told us that what they are doing is jihad, they told us that they were doing jihad and they are fighting the government. That was what the bandits told us. But there are a lot of people that are victims, irrespective of your religion and national, political affiliation and geographical location. They were different people. Hausas, even the Fulani man was picked. In fact, he was very close to me. We sat very close. And he even told me that if we have an opportunity to escape, he showed me the direction where we can follow to escape. He told me that some of the bandits, he knows them, one on one, that he knows where their ruga is. He even described where the ruga of those boys were. And he was hiding his face that once they recognize him, they will kill him. So the government should be sincere. They can get information from people. If they are sincere, they can use intelligence and get these people. Because these people are getting money every day from ransom. They are buying bikes. They are buying guns. They are increasing their power. So in the near future, they can even overthrow the government. Just like I said earlier, if the government are using AK, police are using AK-47, bandits have one AK-103. They have Russia. So if they want to come out, can any soldier or police stop them? And what they also said that in the near future, they will not remain in the bush. They will come into the cities and strike. And nobody will be able to withstand them. So I'm calling on well citizens, Nigerians, to rise up to this challenge, to fight this monster that is defacing us. And we can achieve that. We can become like Pakistan by the grace of God.